today again. Today I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about the chemical spill in the Rio Cobre, and later on I want to talk about Republican status for Jamaica. The chemical spill in the Rio Cobre has occurred just a bit too often. Every 1 or 2 years we hear that there has been a chemical spill from the bauxite company, and it kills out all the fish. And the fishermen who rely on river fish are discombobulated, and of course not just them but the whole community, because they in turn spend money in the community, at the shop, with the barber, hairdresser, and what have you. Because there are some women involved in the fishing industry too, but in any case, all the different things in the community revolve around them, right? So it is a big problem and it must be solved. And of course the government says that they have taken action. Well, we will see. Now, it brings to mind the bauxite mining that is planned for the cockpit country. The same cockpit country that is the source of every single river in Western Jamaica, be it Black River, be it Great River, be it the Martha Brae River, or whichever other river. And I heard, I can't say for sure, that some years ago somebody put a little submarine down in the Black River or in some river in the cockpit country, and it resurfaced in the Rio Cobre, which means that there are a lot of underground streams. So it could even affect the water in the eastern part of the island. And therefore, I am one of those persons that is very, very concerned about bauxite mining in the Rio Cobre, apart from the damage that it does to the fauna and the flora in that area, both in animal life and the plant life. There is that definite connection, and I think that the sooner everybody knows about it, the better. With a lot of our teachers leaving and so on, maybe we need to transform the education system. And in the transformation, we should be teaching them things like what I'm talking about the importance of our rivers and so forth. Because the next generation, it will be their country, it will be their life. And these are the things that we should learn about. Now I come to the whole business of the Republican status. Now, there needs to be a referendum before we can have Republican status. And it needs 2/3 of both houses to agree plus a referendum. I'm hoping this time around, in this particular referendum, because we have had a referendum in the past to discuss a different issue, that people will be educated about the referendum and that certain laws will be put in place that nobody can speak about anything else besides the matter at hand, which is Republican status, whether they agree or disagree. The last time we had a referendum in Jamaica was in 1961 to determine whether or not we should remain as a federation with the other islands and go into independence as a federation or to go into independence alone. Well, the people voted to go into independence alone. Now, the fact of the matter is that in those days, elections and the one referendum was run by public meetings rather than television in later years. In 1961, we didn't have television. We had television from 63. And the reports in the newspaper, especially from those which Bustamante attended, Sir Alexander Bustamante attended, showed that they never discussed the federation at all. issues like the dumping of Negril being a waste of money. The same dumping of Negril on which our tourism industry is built. And that was the plan. The stadium being a waste of money, and the Ministry of Education being a waste of money. Those were the issues that people thought they were voting on, because they spoke about that. And the building of the Sheraton Hotel, which has become Wyndham, they were saying that black people would not be able to go in there. All of these things were put out when in a referendum that was supposed to be discussing whether we should be in a federation or not. Truth of the matter is that Jamaica was just not ready at the time for a federation. We're just not ready. And truth of the matter, the ruling People's National Party under Norman Washington Manley, even they were divided on the matter of federation. So one can understand that. But in more recent years, maybe certainly 17, 18 years ago, when P.J. Patterson was Prime Minister and Mr. Edward Seaga was leader of the opposition, he insisted that there should be a referendum on the matter of the Caribbean Court of Justice, and that if they did not have a referendum, these people would not be voting for Republican status, which is why to this date we're not a republic. And Mr. Patterson said, forget it. And I've always believed that he said forget it because he knew the fiasco of the referendum before that. Now, I'm very surprised that the Gleaner is saying the same thing in their editorial last week Sunday. I should have brought it with me and read part of it. But anyway, I did not. That the plebiscite may not be about the matter of republic, and that people should be educated before. So those are the two issues that I thought that I would bring up today. The chemical spill in the Rio Cobre and the dangers that might happen in the cockpit country if we go into bauxite mining there, and also the coming Republican status that we are hoping for, and the referendum that should take place. Have a good day.